Hey, good people, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing great. It has been a good one. We thank God. We had a very successful conference on Saturday at Sankara, full to the beam, and I was excited teaching you guys. I cannot even tell you how much I felt excited as I taught and mentored you. And I'm just hoping that you're going to implement the things that I taught you, because I can't teach you. But when it comes to implementing the things that I taught, it's up to you to choose whether you're going to do it or not. Take a step of faith, start a business, start importing with a little amount of money that you have. If you have 5,000 Kenya shillings or $50, start with your $50. Start with your $25. Even for those people that feel a bit of, there are a bit of difficulties trying to even place their first order. Maybe sometimes you feel like you're inadequate. Sometimes you feel a bit of confusion that you don't even understand. Be very careful, because that is how the devil works, to put us on the ground all the time. And as I told you during the conferences, better know the moves, the devil's moves, so that you can be able to counterattack him in one way or another. And one of the ways that the devil will always use is to give you confusion. When you're about to try to do something, you just feel confused. Your head is full of things that you cannot even explain what it is full of. It happens so many times. Sometimes it's laziness. You just feel lazy to do the things that you've been taught to do. And you don't even explain the type of where the laziness is coming from. Sometimes it's unexplained type of fatigue. You just feeling fatigued. You don't feel like even doing it. Sometimes it is the attitude. You just develop a very weird attitude towards doing a specific thing. And maybe that thing that the devil is fighting, it's the thing that is going to help you or change your life situations. So be very, very careful. Just know how the devil works, so that you can be able to, to be a bit woke as you try to do your things. And I'm just hoping that you're going to implement the things that I have taught you. Don't be among the few people that I've taught and they never did anything with the teachings that I taught them. I've been a teacher for quite some time now, where I've been teaching people how to do business the same way I do it. I started in April. If this is the first time that you're watching this, I started teaching people how to do imports all the way since April 17. That was my first class. I know there's a group that has come to know me very, very juicy, but just know that I've been there for quite some time. And I've seen all the different types of students. I've seen people making mistakes. I've seen people who are so aggressive since April. Right now, they are loading containers. Others, their businesses have grown to bigger things that they cannot even themselves understand. And I've seen people who haven't done anything with their lives. So don't be among that group of people that won't have done something. That one, I always insist. Don't forget to put God first as you try to do your businesses. Because as I always tell you, that business is a whole art by itself. Business is a whole art by itself. It requires a lot of wisdom to navigate. And it is God who gives you the wisdom. Nobody else who is going to give you the wisdom. It's one thing to start a business. It's another thing to keep doing your business, to stay up there. It is God who is going to sustain you. It's God who is going to establish your business. So put him first in the things that you're doing. Don't forget to pray. You can even decide to fast. You just fast and pray, and you're going to see how it is. Walking with God step by step. Starting with God as you start to do something. Now, I'm here to address a few things. I've noted most of the students that I've taught for the past 3 weeks. I've noted some common mistakes that they are doing. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I've noted some 5 common mistakes that they are doing, and I just decided to do a video in here. Just come in and address the issue. So I believe that the video is going to help so many people out there, so that I don't want you to make these mistakes. For my case, I did so many mistakes before I started doing business, or before I got to the level that I'm in, that I don't even want to see you doing the mistakes that I did, because I paid the price. And that is why I always teach you the things that I do the same way I do them. But we have culprits. We have people who've suffered because people probably who don't choose to listen to me, or people who just do otherwise. And that is why I'm doing this video, to just help you to not make these mistakes as you try to do your business. Mistake number one that I've noted so many people are doing, most of my students, is copying other businesses. Just because you've seen a very beautiful lady on Instagram selling clothes from Turkey, and you're so inspired and you want to start selling the same clothes, thinking that you're going to do better than them. That is not how business works. Just because you saw someone else doing jewels and doing them so well, you decide to do it. I see some of you do even screenshots and send me the screenshots and be like, this page, this girl, you even give me a history of that page. This girl has been selling these, and since she started selling these human hairs, ameomoka, she's doing so well. I don't think she makes less than 100K a day. And you're there now telling me the story so that I can give you the supplier, so that you can be able to import the same human hairs and get, try to compete with that person. You're going to get the human hairs. You're going to flop. Your business is going to flop, and it is going to leave that one standing, the one that you're trying to copy. I want you to know this. Businesses have secrets. There's secrecy in running your business that you cannot share with anyone else. The wisdom that God gives you, because He is a giver of the wisdom on how to create wealth. There is something that's so unique that God is going to give you that will keep your business standing. If you copy other people, you won't succeed. That is why you find situations where someone opens up a business next to another business, the same business that this other person is doing and has been doing it, and thinks that he or she is going to flourish like that other person. Opens up the business, closes the business because there are no customers coming to their shop, and leaves the other business standing. Haven't you ever seen such scenarios? They have been there. So I'm just saying this so that you can avoid copying other people. Don't do something because you want to copy a specific person, because you know of this person who is getting handbags from Turkey. You know of this person who is getting this from, and people will always lie to you. Someone will tell you that I get this thing from Turkey. Yeah, they get that thing from China or maybe India or maybe Dubai. So don't go out there trying to copy other people. Another very much common mistake that I've seen people doing is not having a clear reason why you're doing a specific business. Why am I doing it? What is the shipping cost? What is the buying price locally? What is the buying price in China? What are the profit margins? How am I going to ship this thing? How fast am I going to get these things? There are people who don't get into business without considering all those things. They're just getting into it for the sake of doing it. And that is not how business is. Before you even pay for some products in China, just ask yourself, what is the buying cost of this product locally? How much am I getting it in China or Alibaba? What is the shipping cost? Am I going to get some good profit margins? Am I going to, enjoy something that a person who is going to get this thing locally is not going to enjoy? Is there a clear reason why I'm doing this thing? If you don't have a clear reason why you're getting yourself into a specific business, just forget about it. Don't do it. Why do I want my own brand? Why do I want serums from China written my name? Why do I want to start importing diapers from China written my name? Why? Is it for my own gratification, or is it because of money? Remember, as a business person, it's all about money. It's about the coin. It's not about anything else. It's all about money. So concentrate on how much am I making? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? If it doesn't, don't go for it. Don't, just because you have a dream of importing diapers written your name doesn't mean that it is the best thing to start with until probably you stabilize and all that. Just because you had a dream of importing lipstick under your own logo doesn't mean that that is the thing that you're supposed to go for. You may import those lipsticks under your own logo, but people will go for the things that they are used to. So be very careful. Have a reason why you're doing a specific thing. Don't just jump into conclusions and, and don't do business for the sake of gratification, to gratify your ego. It's about how much money am I making in this thing. If there's no money that you're making in it, just forget about it. Another common mistake that I've seen people making, mistake number 3, is thinking that things that are very cheap and affordable are always the best things to go for. Due to the economy, we are living in times that things are thick. I just want to import something that can go for at least 5 shillings, 10 shillings. That is not always the thing that you're supposed to consider as you try to do your business. You may import things that are very cheap, and I import things that are very expensive, but I'm going to do better sales than you. Can you imagine? I'm going to do better sales and more money than you. Assuming that you want to start importing braids that go for 70 shillings, what are the profit margins? Mostly the things that with a very small profit margins of 5 shillings, 2 shillings, 3 shillings. Remember, those things favor a person who is doing production, person who is producing those specific items, or a person who is doing like full container, not a small business person. So don't fear getting into something because of how you're going to sell it. Now, I'm going to sell these handbags at 18,000 Kenya shillings. Now, who is going to buy these handbags for me? I'm going to import these sneakers and I'm going to sell them at 10,000 Kenya shillings. And the way people are complaining that, that the times are hard, who is going to buy a pair of sneakers? Please don't overthink. Have a reason why you're importing it. If it is of good quality, a handbag that you're selling at 10,000 Kenya shillings, 15,000 Kenya shillings, you have a reason why you're importing it. It means that it is very unique, it's very expensive, it is of good quality. It has its own aspects that makes it a very expensive item. If you have your clear reasons why you're importing that thing, then go ahead and import it. Not only going for the cheap things. There is no people who suffer trying to do the sales as people who import things with very small profit margins. So don't use that notion as you try to do your business. All right? I'm just teaching you how to. So another common mistake I've noted that most of my students are doing is a flight of ideas. I don't know whether that is the best word to use. I've seen several people suffering from something called, I think, flight of ideas. We used to do that in psychiatry. Yeah, it's one of the characteristics of a specific condition. So I'm not so sure whether that is the best word to use, but you get someone with 50 ideas and none of those 50 ideas, he or she puts it into practice. There's no bad condition that you can suffer from in life, like always getting flight of ideas. Even before you make the simplest decisions, you find those people having difficulties even making the simplest decision in life, because they have this, they have that, they have this, they have that. And if you ever find yourself in such a situation, I want you to first forget about the things that the business itself, even the ideas that you're getting. Just if you have a book that you've been writing those ideas, close it. Give yourself a 1 week break. Give yourself a 1 week break. Just minding about your children and other things that you've been doing that prior, learning how to do business. Take that moment to pray. It is only God who can give you some sound mind. And there's nothing priceless as having sound mind. With your sound mind, you can always think straight. With your sound mind, you can always make very straight decisions. With your sound mind, you can always do the best. You get the best of the bestest ideas. Most people, sorry to say, most people who suffer from flight of ideas are people who are not used to thinking, learning how to, have never taught their brains how to think. like intensively thinking, taking a moment, taking 3 hours to just sit and think, uninterrupted by other thoughts. Also, unfortunately, most people that suffer from such types of situations are people who their mind is full of so much clutter. Try to declutter your mind. Try to forget the things that you know of business things that you know. Try to forget the things that you've been told by those people in Dubai, by those people, sijui whatever. Just sit and think straight, your own thinking, in a very quiet place, in a very quiet room. Have no distractions. Stop thinking about, oh, so and so, what and what, there's something that was, there's a person that was listening yesterday, and I noted something in them, and I was like, oh. Nikamwambia, just go and pray about it. Pray about your situation. So try to declutter your mind. Learn to think. Learn to think. Thinking is something that people think that, oh, it's automatic. But it is something that you have to teach yourself to do. You take your time, very quiet in a room with no interruptions. Just think of the things that you'd want to do and pray to God to intervene. God is going to give you the best of the bestest idea. You can even take a moment out and just go to a prayer center. Maybe a prayer center like Heaven's Gate. Just go check yourself in there. As you pray in the gardens, now with a book and a pen, start thinking of the business that you want to do. In that situation, God is going to give you a clear decision. So there is nothing like confusion. If you ever find yourself being so confused, having 1,000 things that none of it you can even implement, just know it's time now to involve God. It's time even to pray harder. I need to pray, because that is one of the things that God keeps people, the devil uses to let people not achieve the things that God wants them to achieve. There are people with 10 courses, and there's none of the courses that they have done can benefit them. Because once you're done with this, you think of this, you think of that. Once you start this business, you do it for 1 month, you start thinking of the other. Once, there are people who are always, their mind is always on the run. Always on the run. Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. I've seen people suffering from that. Another thing is not listening to whatever I've taught. This goes out now to men. You have no idea the amount of money people have lost as they do mistakes in business. I myself, you don't know the amount of money that I've lost out of making these mistakes, silly mistakes. And it's because I had no one to teach me. For my case, if I had someone to hold my hand, I know, like, all through, like the way I do to you, like I teach you how to ship, I teach you how to, the things to consider, I teach you how to calculate the shipping costs, I teach you how to, I'm telling you, there are things that I could not have experienced. So I've seen instances where people don't listen. Just someone thinks of, I can just do things as with the little knowledge that I've gotten from Ray, I can put my things in there and do business. Instance, I saw a scenario where I have already taught you guys how to get your things from China, calculating the shipping costs and all that. But that specific person decided to import without even calculating the shipping costs. And they brought goods worth 2,000 kgs by air. 2,000 kgs by air. You can only imagine, do your math. Like, they will never even be able to clear those goods from the customs. I don't know. There are people who just don't listen, or maybe they feel as if, I can do it better. I think I have enough knowledge. Let me just, and then there's this friend who is telling me to do this. There's another friend who is telling me to do this. Oh, let me do whatever my friend is telling me. Just know that anything that I teach you are things that I've experienced, things that I've made mistakes in life as I do. You will never make as many mistakes as I have done in life, in this business life. For the past 8 years, I've done so much. I've paid the price. So please don't do the mistakes. Do things as I have taught you. I've seen instances where I've taught someone for a business page to sell on Instagram. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how a page is done. These are the do's and don'ts. And all of a sudden, someone thinks of not, feels as if, I'm not just going to take whatever she told me. My friend has told me this and that, so I should follow my friend. Then they try to run adverts. They run adverts for 5 days, no sales. They run adverts for another 5 days, no sales. Then they come to me, another 5 days, no sales. Then they lose like 3 weeks adverts, no sales. Then they come to me and they're like, you know what, Trey? I think there's something wrong with me. I'm not doing any sales. What could I have done? When I check the page, they haven't done the things that I've taught them. So those are the few mistakes that I've noted people are really getting into. Be very careful. Do things that as I have taught you. Have a reason why you're doing a specific business. Have a clear reason why you're doing a specific business. Not due to influence, not because you've seen someone else doing it and you admire how they are and think that you can get into it and be better than them. No, just have your very own original ideas. Calculate the shipping cost before you even ship your things. Just do things as I have taught you and you'll be all right. Follow the instructions that I've given you. Don't be like those people that I've seen that they have even loaded containers. They have gotten containers in the country with no specific documents that I've already taught them on the specific documents that they need. They got maybe an agent in China, decided not to use my agent, maybe get themselves into someone who doesn't care about their well-being, load things and ship them without even being inspected, without even, without so many other things. And once the goods are in the country, you start struggling. Be very, very careful as you do your things, as you do your businesses, and do as I have taught you and you'll be all right. So have a lovely one, guys. Nice to have you. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. I'm still proceeding. You have no idea. I have like 3 pending videos that I'm yet to edit where we have started businesses for several people. The other budget we did was the next video that will be up. I think the budget was like $16 only. We started the business with. There's another one that I'm going to post, and you're going to learn out of all these things. Better the person who listens. And to add on top of everything that I've taught, don't forget to pray. Don't forget to pray. Before you start your business, please start with God. Itakuwa na wepesi sana kufanya biashara zako. You'll find a lot of ease doing your things when you involve God. If you don't, you're going to pay the price. So be very, very careful. God bless you so much. Looking forward to, to see you flourish in the businesses that you're doing. Looking forward to see you succeeding in very big ways that you can't even imagine. So, bye-bye. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe.
Many. Usiseme nini. Ukianza kusema 2, 3, 4, 5 atakubutik. Sema tu many. Ataelewa. Nini? Wako amelala. Oh, no. Don't bother. Kuna mwingine ameulizwa na supplier wake, do you have a shipping agent in China? Unamwambia? Yes. You have a freight forwarder? Yes. Tena unampe mpaka namba ya Jesu. Sindio? Amekwambia kitu? Oh. Fanya tu. Iko sawa kama point. Reply. Try another one. Try another one. How do I choose the items that I want to buy? Mchina anakuuliza how many do you need? Sema many, majina mbili zimefuatana. Huyu haja kureply, just go get another one. Wako na type. Yako ni automatic messages. Hayuko online. Just get another one. Just try it. It's okay. Model iko sawa kabisa. Go for it. Mwachane na yeye. It's okay. You can even move the conversation from Nini to WhatsApp. Achana na wao. Yes. Anakuuliza hivyo ili ajue kama atakutumia very nice pictures for display. Mwambie online. I think kuna wanapata catalogs. Open your catalog. Na usiende preview, kuja hapo chini useme download. On your right side, open the catalog. Uza tu. Uza hapo download. But there I have never gone to reviews because me atasinanga hiyo time. Yeah. Now let's concentrate on the description of the item. Yeah. Get a reply. Okay, rudi kwa nini yake. Estu mmefikishana wapi? I think alikutumia local nini contacts. Some have their catalog, others don't have. Let me see the catalog. You see? Sijali, sitawaonyesha. Chenye unauza. Who has a catalog? Nani ametumiwa catalog? Hebu fungueni catalogs. Guza, and then ukishaiguza hiyo catalog, on your right side chini download. Hapo ndio utafungulia, not preview. Takusumbua. I have a catalog here. Utaona iko na the type of the item, the model number. Unaona? That is what you write down. Not the picture of the item, and it has even the description of the item that you're about to buy. Well, look at this. It has a model number, no, and the description of the item, features, so, and the picture. So, huyo mtu chenye analeta, you're going to use the model numbers to place your order. If it is FWH, 10 pieces. Here it is up here. So when you're placing your order, you concentrate on the model number, not the picture of the item. Ati una screenshot the picture, unatumia supplier ati unataka hizi. So it is that in the right place. Yes.